Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells.
We just saw a comment of the garden and we got excited because we too need to restore from our efforts in the garden yesterday. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And let's start with the breath. This is our Sunday practice to restore and recharge. One hand belly, one hand chest. Take a big breath in, looking to make room, pulling the belly button away from the spine. Then on your exhale, pull the belly button in. Repeat one more, breath in. Nice and big, make room. Exhale, pulling the belly button to spine. Now keep it there and breathe into the lungs and chest. Breath in, 360 degrees. Exhale. And one more time. Breath in and exhale. Now make room, belly out. Let's hold. Pull in. That's an exhale. And hold. And then into the chest. And hold. And exhale. And hold. Repeat breathing, obviously. Respire, but breathe. Slow down, check in, and connect. There's one weird exercise today that I said to Lauren, be ready for it, and she's almost channeling it already there with her hands. I did this with a client the other day online, and he called it sock puppets. So, let's start with those hands forward. We'll biceps curl in a moment, but first start with wrist flexion or bending the palm towards the ceiling. Safely when you're out of room there, bend the elbows next. To extend, wrists, fingertips first, and then extend through those elbows. Lightly reach out the back, but just as Lauren did, let's check those scap sets. From that position out the back, flex the wrists, scooping the fingertips forward, and then bend the elbows, and then wrists, elbows, and then lastly that shoulder, scooping the shoulder blades kind of under and together, nice extension through. Add a little wiggle. One more time, out to the side. We'll start like a tin soldier with our fingertips pointing down. Extend the wrists as to have the palms face the floor. Ooh, that yoga move's coming up here. Nice and slow. Beware, aware to not elevate or shrug a shoulder. Once you're at your T shape, let's flex the wrists. When you're out of room on the wrist flexion, bring the hands in to the side. Repeat. Lengthen those fingertips down your sidelines, palms to the floor, nice and control or reach out to the side. Hold, breathe, fingertips first, down. Let's do that one more time. Once the fingertips connect to the sideline, press down into the floor, reaching out and away. Ooh, talk to the hand because the face don't want to listen. And then nice and slow down and add a little wiggle. Check that out, just different ways to move through those arms. Hopefully feel nice and light after that. Let's get to the floor. I'll be sitting on the chair, not necessarily easier, but be on the floor on your back with Lauren or me on the chair as we do our low body.
Oh yeah, come on down. Am I in a good place?
Yep.
From our supine position here.
Yep.
Starting with your hands either on your hips or at your sides, your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Chin tucked. Let's gently bring a knee towards the chest, keeping the knee bent, and then slowly straighten that leg out towards the ceiling. First one of the day, wah, is probably a sound you're making. Now from here, point your foot, and then pull that foot to shin again. Point the foot, and one last time, pulling the foot to the shin, keeping that knee as straight as possible, and then gently bending the knee and placing that foot back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. With a nice knee bend, bring the knee up. Gently extend at the knee to a straightish leg. Point the foot, try to straighten the knee. Flex the foot, try to keep the knee straight. Point again. And one more time, flex, straightening that knee. And then gently bending and returning it to the floor. We'll do the same, but add on a little bit. Back to the first leg, knee comes in, slowly straightens. Let's get right to that pointed foot. And with that nice straight leg and pointed foot, we'll rotate the femur, the leg, so the inseam rotates towards our face, externally rotating. Back to center, kneecap forward, and then gently internally rotating or hiding that inseam. Do that one more time. Externally rotate, trying to bring the inside of the knee towards your face. Center, internal rotation, center, bend, and place the foot on the floor. Same thing other side. Knee comes up, nice knee bend. Gently extend at the knee. Point the foot. External rotation, inseam to face. Internal rotation, hiding that inseam. As you do this, one more time each way, try not to move your hips. No hiking or lowering of those hip bones. Last internal rotation. Back to center, flex the foot, bend the knee, returning it to the floor. We have one more time with a straightish leg, but we'll support behind the leg a little bit. So bring that leg in again, back to the first leg, knee comes over chest.
Is it for the ankle?
Gently straighten and grip behind your knee. We're gonna rotate our ankle. Ian's leaving his foot on the floor, which is also okay, and gives a little rest on the hip flexors. From here, point your foot, and then slowly start articulating that circle towards the midline. So you're looking at your ankle right now. You're trying to draw a nice, slow ankle circle. And as you do that, I'm just coming across to halfway through my circle here, so nice, slow pace. As you're doing this, you're making sure that your knee and your shin aren't moving. One circle that way, and then let's circle the other way. I'm going now lateral, and then through center here. And again, as you come into that midline, don't let the knee go with you. All the way to that pointed foot, and then gently flex the foot, maybe straighten the knee one more time if you'd like, and bend the knee, returning the foot to the floor. To the second side, same thing. Knee comes in, gently straighten, grip behind the knee, give a little support. Point your foot, and slowly start articulating towards center or either direction, but a nice slow circle. Just getting to halfway now here. As I go to that lateral side, I have those hands on either side of my knee to make sure that my knee isn't rotating. Pointed foot, and then slowly the other direction, one nice full circle. The motion and the movement is coming from that ankle joint right now, and really trying to reach all the way around the room. From there, flex the foot, maybe straighten the knee one more time, and bend, and return that foot to the floor. We have one more move while we're here, and this is our figure four. So if you're lying down, actually, or if you're seated, extend both legs out straight. Now bring one knee in, flexing the hip, and then externally rotate it, bring the ankle towards the opposite shoulder. Now drag the long leg in to meet that foot, and you'll end up in your figure four. I like my hands on my hips to make sure they're not moving. And then from here, my knee is coming across my body towards the opposite shoulder, and then gently pressing away to open up. Repeating again, knee to opposite shoulder. I have my flexed foot here, and then opening up. When you press that knee away, don't let those hips slide with you, so keep that hip elevated. Bring that knee back to center, unhook a foot, rotate, place leg down. Same thing other side. Extended legs first. Knee comes in. Externally rotates. Drag the other leg to meet. Get comfy. Then knee to opposite shoulder. And then gently pressing that knee away. And as I do that, I almost hike that hip up as so it doesn't drag with it. One more time each way. Across the body, and then opening up. And last time, bringing that knee in towards center, unhooking the foot, and placing it down on the floor. Nice.
I'll be describing the next movement. Lauren will be staying on the floor.
Yay.
Join her on the floor, or with that balance aid off to the side. We can do the same thing from standing. Check it out.
Sorry, I just need to, what's a better view for that?
Yeah, there we go. Honestly, I'm the better view for this exercise, but Lauren will be getting the most out of it. Check that out. We'll stand if we're standing. If we're lying, we're in that plie-like position with the feet underneath the hips in line with the shoulders. Check that out. Use your arm as a nice little pillow. If we're standing, we're on those 2 feet, and the outside leg, or the top leg for those lying on the floor, flex the hip a little bit more. When we're in this hip flexion position, the tailbone is tipped back. From this position next, extend on the knee. Point the toe if allowed, and then nice and slowly reach down to the floor, if you're standing, or to the other leg in parallel. Once the leg, from laying on the ground again, you're in that figure 4 position, can you bend the straight leg? For the standing folks, that's trying to keep those quads in line as we flex the knee. We'll go one more time in that direction. The tailbone tips away as we flex our hip forward. Knee drive towards chest. Then let's do the ankle, dorsiflex. Follow that by our extension or straightening of the knee. Then point the foot, connect it to the floor, grow tall, or as you're laying down, you're trying to find the midfoot there. And once your quads are parallel from standing, or leg in a straight line, you'll bend the knee, pull through to the hip flexion, and then nice and slowly rest.
It's like a wheel.
A wheel. Repeat the same thing on the other side here. So we're using that pillow on the ground as the arm is the pillow on the ground for support. And on the floor again, your shape will be here. And as the leg's coming around, as soon as the foot gets underneath, that's when you'll be looking to extend the hip. Let's repeat one more time.
Not quads parallel.
Not yours. Standing is quads parallel. Okay, so start with the tailbone, a little bit of that tailbone tip to the back as we flex the hip of the outside leg if we're standing. Then the foot. From there, extend through the knee and then point through the foot. Pull a straight leg down. Standing folks, our quads are in line. People on the floor, your leg is in line with the bottom of your foot. From there, we'll bend the knee. We'll do that one more time as you flex the hip forward. Foot is in dorsiflexion. Then we extend.
The knee.
And then point through the foot. Nice and slow, connect a straight line down so the leg is underneath of the hip. And at that point, we'll slowly kick the bum, pull through to a rest position, and then nice and slow, extend. Little wheel, check that out. We do our hip cars, hip circles a lot in this plane, but also working through this one can be nice and fun as it helps walking, running, and biking. From here, I'm gonna get to the floor, so no rules. Let's move a chair out of the way. We'll get down, and a get up. That was familiar with the get up, great. And then a little add-on as a press. Let's start in that cuddle on the sideline again. Pull your armpit to your hip on that bottom arm and roll to your back. With your imaginary kettlebell, press it to the ceiling and assume that get-up's position. From here, push through the hip, pull through the arm, pause, pull the elbow towards the hip. Press the floor away on the bottom arm and press the imaginary kettlebell back to overhead. Next, transition to that tall sit. In that same moment, we'll pull the elbow towards the hip and press back up. Lauren's favorite move, that will bridge and sweep. And then skip that move for a second, but we'll stand up through in that lunge. Square up your lunge to tall.
No.
Pull down one last time. Engage that armpit. Core tension. Pretend to press. Kettlebell overhead. And then nice and controlled, let's reverse those steps of the get up. Open the hip. Sweep and rotate as we go to the floor. Our tall sit. We find our elbow, and from our elbow, returning to our back. Return the bell to the floor, cuddle the other side, and let's repeat. Set up with that shoulder blade low right away. From here, press the imaginary kettlebell to the ceiling and set up in your get-ups pose. Press through the floor, extending the hip, pulling on the elbow. The bottom hand presses away as that top arm pulls to the hip, and then a nice little press. We transition to the tall sit. Let's repeat that press. Pull the elbow to the hip and drive back up. End bridge, hand sweep. We'll transition through the windmill, square up our lunge, core tension up. Repeat one time pull, one time push, and then nice and control again, reverse to the lunge, the open, the rotation and hinge, followed by that sweep, the elbow, and core brace, returning to the floor. There we go. Little get-ups, little presses, and those scapular grooves there. Push up, Lauren says. Let's do it.
From your push-up position, gently do a push-up. And then, with those knees bent, tail tilted long, slowly try to straighten those knees, pressing those heels towards the floor in your A shape. Take a breath. Then come back to the balls of the feet, toes with the bent knees. Slowly tilt the tail to the ceiling again. And then try to lift, pressing those heels towards the floor. Tailbone stays long. Breathing. This time, add a little bend to your knees. Walk your hands towards your feet. And slowly come to standing.
Nice.
Nice. From here.
A little squat, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead. Squat. Shiko?
Yeah, well, the progression. Sorry.
Okay. We'll stand in our second position here, so wider than our hips. From here, let's tuck ourselves down and just pull low to hang out in this position. Now, we'll press one leg straight and just hang out, pressing the other knee towards over your toe. You're still square forward. Then pull that long leg and press away. Trying to stay the same height as we do this, working on that ankle mobility. Let's do that one more time each side. The leg that's straight will start to pull on the floor, it'll bend, and the other leg will then press. Feel that transfer of weight. One last time, pull, and then press. We'll end up back to center, drive down, and stand up tall. Shake that out. We'll add on next time.
Establishing a split stance from standing. Let's do a knees over toes parallel squat. Straighten out one leg to the front. Knees should be approximately in about the same position here. And then transfer to weight between 2 feet. Head forward, shoulders forward, hips forward. From here, take a hand and reach out front. Same hand as the combination with the leg in the back. Slowly protract or reach through the armpit, pressing the fingertips forward. And with that straight elbow, retract. Repeat one more, drive from underneath that armpit as we press forward through the shoulder, and then retract. Now bend the elbow, place the hand across chest, and modestly rotate that T-spine. The hips will stay forward, the head stays forward, and very slow.
You're going over your front leg.
Rotate over the front leg. Thank you. And then return. Try one the other way, head forward, hips forward, modest rotations to the T-spine, center, and then last one, hips forward, feel that scissor pull, keep the head forward, rotate center, final one the other way or to the back leg, return center, press off the back leg, and assemble your feet together. Same thing, we'll go knees over toes, leg out front, transition between your high lunge. With the arm forward, head, shoulders, hips facing the camera too. Press the fingertips forward through the underarm of the shoulder blade. And then retract, pull. Repeat one more time, driving from the armpit forward. Retract, pull, and light bend on the elbow across chest. Then the hips stay forward, head stays forward, and very challengingly, if that's a word, rotate through that T-spine. Center. And then the other way too. Nice and control. Return to center, feel tension to the ground, repeat one more time. Nice and control again, rotating only through that rib cage T-spine, center, and then last time. Ooh, that's a challenging way, I think, for me. Return center, push off the back leg, and through. And then our shake.
Nice. We'll add on to that sumo squat a little bit here, adding our transfer of weight or a balance. So pulling ourselves low again, but a ballistic press. You're gonna press into the floor, find that single leg balance. Low foot connects to low ankle, hold. Grow tall on the standing leg, then point the leg, toe ball heel land center, press, find the balance on the other side. As you're here, grow tall out of that standing leg, pressing your hips forward, staying square, point, toe ball heel center. Let's keep that slow pace, trying to find that balance every time. 3, 2, point, land center. As you are in this balance pose, try to keep this knee as side body as you can. Point, toe ball heel center, press, side, side, side. Lift it, point it, hold it, land it, center. Up to your balance, hold it, extend it, land it. One more time each side. Press, hold, straighten the leg, keep holding, then toe ball heel center. One last time, hold your balance, point the leg, hold it, land center. This time, just press to tall. Nice, shaking that out.
That burns all the right places.
That's right.
Nice. Progressing that split stance movement, the movement here is to distinguish between that rib cage rotation and the shoulder moving forward and back. Assemble with the plie, a single leg through, split your distance or weight between 2 feet. The right leg is back for me, so that right arm will be forward. Put a seatbelt on. Connect that left shoulder, in this case for me, or the one that's not with the arm out front, connect it to the opposite hip. From here, reach that armpit forward and we'll continue for 10, 9. Most often, it's going to be a slight rotation towards that hand through the rib cage to maintain square. Then, bend the elbow.
Is my blade still protracted?
Will shoulder protract? And then just bend the elbow. At that moment, slowly rotate through that T-spine now. Head forward if you can. Then rotate through this T-spine, extend the arm, retract the shoulder blade, and just step through. We'll repeat that later. Same thing on the other side. So it's that squat plie, a single leg through, split the distance between 2 feet. Left arm out front for me, the same as the leg in the back. Now put that seatbelt on, opposite shoulder to the hip, and then from the armpit, protract through as to reach towards the camera or the screen there. Then lightly bend the elbow, and at that point, rotate through that T-spine. Then return T-spine or rib cage sternum forward, extend that elbow, retract, and then step through. The combo again will be an armpit, a rotation body, and then we'll reverse it in a moment. But until then, she goes.
Sumos again. Let's continue adding on. Pull ourselves low again. We're gonna press and find that balance. Ready? Press, find balance. This time, could we bring that foot up a little bit higher and find that position? For 3, 2, point, land center. Press, find balance. Drag that foot up a little bit, hold, point, center, repeat again. Press low, Lauren, pull yourself together. Low balance first, then up a little higher, point it, center, here we go. Stick it, low, then up a little higher, point it, center, press. Good. Hip squeeze, butt squeeze. A little higher, then straighten the leg, hold, land center. Press, low hold. Up a little higher. Straighten it, pause, land center. One more time each side, now you know what's going on. Press, low hold. Grow up a bit, then point it, then land it. One last time, low, medium, high, center, and grow. Whew.
Nice.
Stalls.
Yeah, those time under tension holds. Really, really interesting. One last time, adding that all together in the split slants rotation. It's the knees over toes. Single leg forward, distance and weight between 2 feet, arm, same as the back, facing front. Start in a retraction, shoulder blade, and just reestablish those connections, ribs to hips. Now from that underside arm, drive down and reach forward with the seatbelt on, perhaps slightly rotating the rib cage towards the arm out front. Then once it's out of room, slowly add that rotation through the T-spine now. Head forward, hips forward. Now fasten the seatbelt, connect that back shoulder towards the front hip. Now retract through the shoulder blade. One more time. Drive from that underarm forward. Once we're out of room, then we'll rotate through that T-spine, sternum faces 1 or 2 o'clock or just away from midnight. Then we'll put that seatbelt back on, connect the rib cage to hip, retract the shoulder, arm low, stepping through and shaking. Repeating on the other side. Knees over toes, awesome plie there, Lauren, and straighten through, weight onto feet.
I've been practicing.
My right leg is to the rear, so for that reason, my right arm will be out front. Starting with that retracted shoulder, or pulling the armpit back a little bit. From the underarm again, drive forward, and again, a light rotation with the rib cage towards the arm out front, ensuring we stay square. Once the shoulder is protracted, then we'll slowly rotate through that rib cage. Again, from midnight straight ahead, you might be 1 or 2 times to the left or right. Then put the seatbelt on. Rotate through the rib cage, and then retract through the shoulder blade. It's the final one. Hold on to that balance as we drive that armpit forward, reaching forward through fingertips, keeping the seatbelt on, and then letting ourselves rotate. Hips forward, heads forward, sternum just off center. Now put that seatbelt back on, squaring up, and then retract, press off the back leg, assemble those feet together, and shake it out.
We should do one more. Go.
Yeah, please.
Okay, you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be balance, there's gonna be extended legs, so take your time and let's go.
Rule breaking here?
Pull yourself down. You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Gently, press, low, hold. Press, low, hold. 3, 2, point the leg, hold it, then center. Do it again, other side. Press, low, hold. Hold, extend the hips, point the leg, hold, center. Other side, low first, find the stability, maybe grow up the leg. From there, try to keep the knee in the same position, hold it, toe ball heel, center. Repeat, low, find stability, medium, straighten, hold, center. Press, low first, then medium, maybe you have a higher, then a straighten, center, low, medium, maybe high, straighten, one more time each side, center, low first as usual, then medium, then high, and rules break, tip, leg straightens, bottom leg stays straight, toe ball heel. One more time, low, medium, high, straighten, center, and press to tall, shaking it out. Nice.
Are you restored from the garden or recharged for the garden? I'm really hoping today's more of a guitar day than a gardening day. But it's beautiful, so we should get from in here to out there. And thank you very much for joining us here this morning.
Also, this is a very exciting week. This is the week that the leaves go like this up.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that out your window.
Got it. Those small changes, right? Those seasonal changes. We're with you all seasons and always in the link letter. For members, check your emails on Monday. new content in the archives online in the members portal, as well as new, exciting classes all next week. Yeah, we'll be back. We love it. Thank you very much. I'm Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Take care, stay strong, and train soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.